My girlfriend's twin came to stay. What she said on day one shocked me. The first words Sarah's twin sister ever said to me made my heart stop. She looked around our small apartment in Columbus, Ohio, set her suitcase by the door, stared straight into my eyes, and quietly admitted that she hadn't come for a vacation. She had come because she believed her sister was about to make the biggest mistake of her life. And somehow, I was the only person who could stop it. In that single moment, everything I thought I knew about love, trust, and family began to crumble. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, hope, forgiveness, compassion, and second chances still matter in today's world, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue bringing heartfelt stories that remind us all that even broken hearts can heal. My name is Nathan Carter, and until that afternoon, life had been wonderfully ordinary. I worked as a high school history teacher, and my girlfriend, Sarah Brooks, was a pediatric nurse whose smile could brighten even the hardest day. We had been together for 3 years and were quietly planning a future together. There had never been dramatic fights or impossible misunderstandings. We simply built our relationship, one small act of love at a time. When Sarah told me her identical twin sister, Rachel, needed a place to stay for a few weeks after leaving her job in Seattle, I welcomed the idea without hesitation. Family mattered to Sarah, and if helping Rachel gave her peace of mind, then our home was open. Rachel looked almost identical to Sarah, but after only a few minutes together, their personalities couldn't have felt more different. Sarah carried calm wherever she went, while Rachel seemed weighed down by invisible storms. Her eyes held the kind of exhaustion that sleep alone could never erase. That first evening, after Sarah left for a night shift at the children's hospital, Rachel asked if we could sit on the back porch. The summer air was warm, but the silence between us felt unusually heavy. Finally, she confessed that Sarah had quietly turned down a prestigious nursing leadership position in Chicago months earlier. It had been her dream for years, but she rejected it because she believed Nathan would never leave Ohio, where his elderly father depended on him. The words hit me harder than I expected. I had never even known such an opportunity existed. Rachel explained that Sarah believed real love meant sacrificing her own dreams without asking anyone else to sacrifice theirs. She smiled every day, but her sister could see the disappointment she carefully hid behind that smile. For several nights, I barely slept. Every memory replayed differently. Every time Sarah had said she was perfectly happy, I realized she had been protecting everyone except herself. I wanted to confront her immediately, but Rachel asked me for one favor. She said that Sarah had spent her whole life solving everyone else's problems, while quietly carrying her own. If I truly loved her, I shouldn't simply ask what she wanted. I needed to show her that her dreams mattered just as much as mine. That conversation changed something inside me. Instead of making promises, I began making plans. I spoke with my father, Walter, expecting resistance. Instead, the elderly man smiled gently and admitted he had suspected something was weighing on Sarah's heart for months. He told me that parents don't spend their lives raising children, just so those children will sacrifice their futures out of guilt. He encouraged me to live boldly, while he happily accepted an offer to move into a beautiful retirement community near several lifelong friends. Then I contacted my school district and discovered there were teaching positions available near Chicago. Everything that had seemed impossible slowly became possible. Several weeks later, I asked Sarah to spend Saturday with me. We drove without explanation until we reached a quiet park overlooking Lake Michigan. As we sat together watching families laugh along the shoreline, I handed her an envelope. Inside was a printed teaching contract for me. Underneath it was the original acceptance letter for the nursing position she had quietly declined, which Rachel had secretly saved all those months. Sarah began crying before she reached the last page. I finally understood that love isn't proven by how much someone is willing to give up. It's proven by refusing to let the person you love carry every sacrifice alone. For a long time, neither of us spoke. The wind carried the sound of distant waves, while tears quietly replaced every word we couldn't find. She admitted she had convinced herself that dreams belonged to younger people without responsibilities. I gently reminded her that hope has no expiration date. Months later, we both started new jobs in Illinois. Sarah flourished in her leadership role, mentoring young nurses with the same compassion she had always shown her patients. I discovered that teaching in a new city challenged me in the best possible ways. My father visited often, happier than I had seen him in years, and Rachel rebuilt her own life nearby after finding work as an art therapist, helping children recover through creativity. Looking back, I often think about the sentence Rachel spoke when she first walked through our front door. At the time, it sounded like a warning. In reality, it was one sister refusing to let another disappear behind silent sacrifices. If this story has touched your heart so far, please consider supporting the channel by liking the video, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who needs a reminder that genuine love lifts people instead of limiting them. Before this story ends, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment and tell us this. Have you ever given up a dream for someone you loved, or has someone ever encouraged you to chase yours instead? Your story may inspire another viewer who needs hope today. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give the people we love isn't protection from change. It's the courage to stand beside them as they become everything they were meant to be. And sometimes the person who seems to arrive to disrupt your life is actually the one sent to save your future. That is the kind of love that doesn't fade with time, because it is built not on fear but on faith, trust, and the quiet belief that when two people truly care for one another, neither should have to dream alone.